What's going on, everybody who's tuning in? I am Lamont Tyson. Today is March 31st, 2026, and we are here to get ready to stop trade today. And for those that don't know, please subscribe to my channel. I have a stock trading channel. I've got a movie review channel. So that's the movie review, movie and TV breakdowns. This is my progressive political channel and my biggest one of all, Lamont Tyson. You'll find me there. And today, the market is about to open in like 4 minutes. So I thought I would get up here early, just kind of talk to you guys. And if you want to know some of the things that I'm trading, so the chart I'm using is TradingView. The broker, I'm using the prop firm, ladies and gentlemen. I'm using Trade the Pool. There's a link. If you go and use the link, you can get 10-day trial. And I highly recommend anybody who's new to trading or you've been struggling, go and trade their trial. Then once you succeed with that, maybe try them before you risk your own capital. And that's who I'm using as a broker currently. And if you decide you want to do a one-on-one with me to get my full breakdown of how I do this and how I find my stocks, there's a link for you to do a one-on-one with me. When you click that, it'll look like this. And so what are we looking at today? I have a process of elimination I go through every morning, starting from 5 a.m., 7 a.m., and 9 a.m., where I'm checking stocks. I trade institutional names. My trading modality is VWAP compression, 9 reclaim, with a little bit of the 15-minute ORB, all combined into one. And I trade the mega cap names because I like the way they move. They don't move too fast for me. I tried doing small cap stocks. Those move just way too fast for me. And what I like to do every morning, I'm a little late today, I like to chart previous day high and pre-market high so I can understand where things are going. But because I'm late today, I'm not going to go through all that right now. I'm going to call out a list to what looks like it's going to be good trades today. And hopefully you guys can jump in too, because half of the issue with traders is picking the right stock. You have got to pick the right stock. And oftentimes traders are, somehow or another get into the wrong thing. But news on the day, Nvidia is partnering with Marvell. That's the big news of the day. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've not been able to take advantage of news in the mega cap names the way people take advantage of news in small caps. So if a drug manufacturer says they found a trial or a trial is approved, those things zoom. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that with mega caps, but it did zoom for Marvell. And now Marvell seems a little extended, but my process of elimination also includes checking relative volumes at 940. And then around 9:52, that's when I'll go ahead and make my determination of what I'm going to trade for today. And yesterday, I won on Meta, and then I gave it all back, being stupid. And so far today, what looks good that has met all my criteria for trading is CoreWeave, Marvell, Meta, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Lam Research, AVGO, AMD. And the thing that is very delightful for someone like me who trades the way I trade, the VIX is -8. And for me to go max size on my trades, I like to see the VIX -3.5 or lower. And so with a VIX that high, it is a max trade day. We're going to push this thing to the hilt, but you've got to be patient and you've got to find the trade that works. You can't be rushing into anything. What I like to tell people is think of the whales in the market like the Titanic, and we are retail traders. We're in a sailboat. Think of it like that. And what you want to do is you want to ride the wave of the Titanic. Now, in the sailboat, you have maneuverability way easier than the whales in the Titanic do. And you're trying to catch their wave. So you let them start making their move before you jump behind them. And you never want to jump in front of them because the Titanic will crash you. But if you can start to see where they're turning to the right, get right behind them. Don't try to front run them. But folks, we're all human. I know we're all susceptible to FOMO, and it happens. And so now the market is open, and I'm going to start putting some of these on my chart because, like I said, I used to take those 15-minute trades in the beginning. I don't do that anymore, ladies and gentlemen. F that. I am not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Now, some people have a strategy where that works for them. It doesn't work for me. And so with Trade the Pool, if you like to trade mega caps, I would suggest when you go get the free trial, get the one that allows you to have $200,000 because you're not going to be trading the max amount of shares every single day. You're not. Only on days like today. And that means that whenever you trade something that's a high price stock, you're not going to be able to take but so many shares anyway. So you definitely want to play around with that. So let's see here. Meta is going nuts. It has already broken high of day from yesterday. It's already broke that. And now it's up here back from, let's see here. When was this? The 27th. It's passing that high of day. That's like the next level of resistance. And it looks like it's going to break that. And pre-market low, let me get rid of this one. I doubt I trade Meta anyway, so I'm gonna just save that. If it comes up, I'll trade it, but I'm gonna save it. Let me go to Nvidia because Nvidia, with the news they're partnering with Marvell, could give us a trade. Marvell is like up 9% already. I mean, that could give us a trade too. It could have a pop, but I tend to be I get a little nervous when things have had that much of a rise. All right, so previous day was yesterday. Boom, right about right there. And in Nvidia, let me pull this down. High was about right. No, that was Friday. All right, so high was right about there. All right. And pre-market, let me go and grab. So I have all my stuff color coordinated. My pre-market is purple because it begins with a P. My previous day is orange. I didn't want to use pink for P because I didn't want to confuse them, but I've been using this for so long, I get it now. So that's my previous day. My previous day is the orange color. Pre-market is purple. And then I use a white line for the 15-minute high and low of day in the first 15 minutes. So let me go ahead and put that. They're pretty much the same thing for this one. All right. And it looks like all the semi names are buzzing today. So AMD made my cut. Let me fix this one. That was yesterday. And then it dropped down to here. It did a Nelly drop down, get your eagle on, girl. That's what it did yesterday. And the high yesterday was up here at my white line. So boom, that's that. Now pre-market, it came down to about right there. And let's bring it right here. All right, so we got that. I mean, if Meta pops up on the list, ladies and gentlemen, I will trade it. The reason I said I don't like trading Meta is because I don't like the spread that you have with Meta. Now, it's nothing wrong with Meta spread. It's just that I don't like it. You know, you might like it, but I'm not a fan of it. I don't like things with big spreads because, hey, I'm new to this game. I'm trying to get to the point where in Trade the Pool, I can start getting some of that prop firm cash, and I'm trying to limit my mistakes. So if you didn't know, this is my second full year in day trading. My history is that I come from options trading. I started options trading on Robinhood in 2020. And before that, I used to just be a buy and hold trader, and I did a lot of dividend buying too. And then through trying to break into Hollywood and all the things I was doing with that, I had to let something go, and it was trading. And now I'm back trying to get this day trading right and give you guys what has been the easiest path for me in day trading. And it's never easy, but just what has worked, what hasn't worked, and maybe it can help you guys. And along the way, you know, you can become my squad. So I'm doing these lives because I'm trying to find my own squad. I see a lot of the big gurus in the space, and it's hard to get up with them. And they want to be paid for their time. I'm not knocking that, but when you're kind of in my situation with the things going on in my life, you don't have a whole lot of money to give people for that. And so maybe I can, through my YouTube and actually helping people like this, build my own squad, my own pod, and show you guys how to get this trading together. And as we go through these trades, I'll give you guys all the things I look for before I take the trade, from volume, CVD, because I don't like to read. I'm not good at reading the level twos. And so for me, I just substitute that with the CVD, which is cumulative volume delta. And all that is right here. We'll get to that in a minute as I'm trying to get my charts right. And one other thing I'm doing these YouTubes for is, a lot of times you don't see people until they've made it. Well, you guys are seeing me as I'm starting to rise like a phoenix. I'm kind of in that cusp where, I've suffered a lot, and I've learned a lot, and I've been able to just hang in here, and I'm my curve is bending up. And so now you guys can see me before I ever get up here and tell you I made 100,000 in 1 month. You guys can see it in real time, because I plan on doing these every single day I trade. And hopefully the ultimate goal is a prop firm to catch wind of me somehow, some way, and decide, hey, maybe we should bring this guy in. We like his system, and we want to work with him. That's the other reason. So those are my whys for this. And the long-term why is because I've got 2 wonderful kids that I love, and I've already given them a certain lifestyle that they're used to, that I've had to cut back on because I'm going through a divorce. And we are just like 2 months away from the official paperwork being signed, hopefully. And I don't want my kids to have to give up the lifestyle they're used to. And I want them to be able to travel, see the world, and not have to have income being an issue for them. And so that's the main why. Of course, I want it for quality of my own life, being able to travel, second chance at a partner, that type thing. Of course, I want all those things. But more importantly, it's just quality of life over things. It's experiences, quality of life over things. All right, so of all the stuff I found that was hitting on my charts today, Nvidia, AMD, I had AVGO, I had Google, Amazon was hitting too, and I will put Marvell up here, but I don't think I'm going to get a trade on Marvell. I could. I do understand how Marvell moves, and sometimes Marvell gets on my last nerve, because it'll look like it's going to break out during pre-market. Then when the open comes, it fizzles away like a little supernova. For my nerds out there, you get what I'm saying. And so now let me pull this down. That was pre-market low. Let me get up out of this. And let me give a pre-market high to Amazon, which was about right there, and you've already passed it. Now, folks, sometimes you get FOMO when you see these things taking off without you in the first 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and break this down for you. Don't sweat that. Let it go, because what you're trying to do is get it to pull back so that you can catch the wave going back up to the high. That's what you want to do. Just be happy for them taking off. Don't be trying to think, man, I've got to get in, I've got to catch it, it's running without me. Forget that. Let it go, because they are going to always take a pullback, and you want to be in for the pullback going back up to the second leg. Let it go. All right, this is probably going to be the last one I'll try to put on my chart before I go ahead and start checking relative volumes. And so that was the high yesterday, and pre-market high was like right there. And we bring this pre-market, let's see, today, that's got a big range. All right. And as we go through this thing, I'll try to explain to you guys like range, ATR, all those different things. This kind of just gives me a chance to just do a little teaching of everything I've learned. And if everything I've learned fits into your system, then hey, let's make this money together. If not, we can kind of learn together. So let me go and check the relative volumes right now and get this list. This thing I'm looking at right here is called Trade Ideas. Some of the best software that you can find for getting real accurate relative volumes. And right now, Marvell has an 11.4 relative volume, and that is pretty high for me. However, if it can hold on and I can see some upswing in about the next 20 minutes, it could be on my list. But relative volume that extended, I like my relative volume typically 1.5, usually no higher than 3, but this has news, so we'll see. And Meta has a relative volume of 4.43. Meta is the stock I took a trade on yesterday. I had it timed perfectly. Everything was great for the setup. The issue with me yesterday was I wasn't patient enough. I'm not going to say patient. My issue yesterday was I set my stop too low. Too tight. Tesla, I tend to stay away from it, but if I come back and it's still there in a little bit, I might trade it. Today is a geekgasm for people who trade long. Be careful if you see somebody, you're in a room with someone who's a trader, be very careful. They might keep some white stuff on you because the initial pre-market was basically saying, hey, we're going to make some money today, but you still have to execute. You got to look at what the chart is doing, and then you go from there. And let's see here, Nvidia, that's a good relative volume. It's probably going to make the cut. Google, that's a good relative volume. It's probably going to make the cut. Let's see what else I got on this page. AMD and AVGO. So AMD is up. AMD is off the list. That is way too low. So we got one stock that is already off the list. Let me see what Palantir is. Palantir is off the list, but that didn't even make it in the first place. I'm looking for a lamp. Well, I'm gonna put SPY up here because SPY is always my backup player, and it moves very institutionally. And I always encourage people, if you're new to trading and you like to trade long, mega cap, stuff like that, trade SPY because the way it moves is not going to pull the rug from underneath your feet quickly. And so we've already found through process of elimination, AMD is off the list. Now I've got CoreWeave is on my list, and yeah, that one's 3.9, and that might be the trade because that survived my quota of what is beating the Qs and SPY throughout the whole entire morning. And that did beat it. So did Lam Research, but with that relative volume, we'll mark it, but I don't think it's going to survive. And then last but not least, AVGO, and AVGO is off the list. So right now we've got Nvidia, SPY, Lam Research, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta, Marvell, and CoreWeave. And I've got CoreWeave on the chart already. So we're looking at that. The only thing I don't have on the chart is Marvell. I don't have SPY. And I don't have Microsoft on the list yet. And I don't have Meta. And unless Meta is like one of the last things left on the chart, I'm probably not going to trade Meta. Because, Meta is pretty expensive. I think I can only trade maybe 300 shares, which is fine. I'm not complaining. But I'm trying to teach myself how to, when I get in a stock, pull some profit, let the runner run. If I'm not going to do that, I've got to be someone who has the guts to just keep holding. And I don't have those guts because I've been burned too many times by trying to hold for a certain amount, and then the stock reverses and I'm done. But I've got to learn with the runner, let the runners run. And today is the market conditions where you've got everything you want. You've got the treasuries down, Bitcoin is holding strong. The VIX is still -8, which means that the institutes are willing to put on risk today. Everything you could want for a full day of trading, if you get the right instrument or the right company, is in place. So now I just sit back, continue to be patient. Now what I'm looking for is who has positive CVD, who has the biggest ATR, and then who has the most room to run up. And now it's time to start marking the 15-minute ORB. And for this one, it's that. Turn you to white. Boom, I got you right there. Core Weave, you are 15-minute ORB right there. I got you. Google, you are right there. Beautiful. And AV Go looks interesting because the pre-market high and the 15-minute ORB is in the same place. The only problem is the CVD is negative, but that doesn't mean anything if it can come back. AMD is off the list, so let me replace that with, let's just put Marvell on it. Let's see what Marvell is doing. All right, so Marvell is getting flush. And the pre-market high for Marvell was way up here. And I'll put the ORB. ORB is right there with the below the pre-market high. So maybe Marvell will come back. It's got news. We'll see what happens. Nvidia is the strong one of the crew. And this 15-minute ORB is still growing. Still growing. So we'll put that one right there. It's already beat it. And it's already a little too extended for my blood. You see VWAP is right here. The 9 EMA is 168. That's getting extended, but I mean, it's on my list. We'll see what happens. And I guess I should put Microsoft up here too. Let's see here. Microsoft. MST. Micro. So there we go. All right, that is from the other day, the high. And its 15-minute ORB is just slightly below the high of day from the other day. So let me move it up a little bit right there. And where is it? And it's not too extended. It's got an 83-cent ATR. It is positive CVD. Boom. We just got to be patient. Just got to be patient. The only thing I don't have up here that made, let me put a SPY up here too. Because like I said, I do trade SPY. I like SPY. I like the way SPY moves. SPY is my speed. And let's see here, SPY. All right. And so its 15-minute ORB is right here. Move it up. And the relationship between the 9 and VWAP is in a good spot. So with me, if things get too extended and I just feel like it's going to keep going, I will take a trade, but I'm not taking full share side. You can forget that. I am looking for something to have some compression and still have good relative volume and room to run before I jump into a trade. That's a little bit of the growth that I've gone through as a trader. Whereas I used to just willy-nilly jump on in, not even knowing if it's a good day or not. Just take the trade and just say, F it. I don't do that anymore. You know, if sometimes these things will run without you, you just got to let them run. It's better to make money or preserve what you got than to chase something and get stomped out and be upset. So I don't do that. And I'm still human. There are still times where I do want to chase something, but for the most part, I've learned not to do that. Let the market come to you. And now that VIX is getting even better, the Qs are going higher. Yeah, we're in here for a whole day run, ladies and gentlemen. You might can get multiple trades today, but I've got something to do at noon. Like I said, I'm going through a divorce, and with that, you have a lot of things on your plate that you're trying to handle, and I am no different. And so we'll just see what we can get between now and then. It's almost time for me to read my relative volumes again to see how I compare my list down. And I try to wait a few more minutes before I do that. Marvell, maybe it'll give us another run back up. We'll see. Broadcom is extended. Google is a little extended. Amazon is a little extended. CoreWeave is extended. Did I check? Nvidia is extended. SPY is extended. Wow. Everything's a little extended for me. So that means you got to be patient. Now, Marvell may be making a comeback. It looks like it's hitting prior day high, low, or was that prior day high? Prior day high has become support. And if it can get back up here around VWAP, it'll have $1. It's got an ATR of $1. It's positive CVD. This might can give me some, but let's go back in here and let's just see what's going on. And then we'll start paring the list down a little more. So Marvell still has a 7 relative volume, even though that joint has dropped. So I'm going to put that 7.15, and Meta is 311, which is good. I just didn't put it on my list yet. Amazon is right at 1.5. That's still tradable, but it's right in the fence. That's like right at the fence. I didn't even list Tesla. Microsoft is off the list. So goodbye, Microsoft. So where did I have Microsoft? I'm going to replace you with Meta. Oops, I always put me. And I'm not hungry right now. All right. So you've been replaced by Meta. Let me line up Meta. That's the 15-minute ORB. Boom. So I got Meta. And we'll go back in here and continue to go down the list. Not trading Palantir. Didn't make the list. Nvidia, ladies and gentlemen, off the list. Buy Nvidia. And let's see what else we got. Google. Damn it, Google. Off the list. So this is the process of elimination, people, so that you're in the right place where the institutes are at. So let's see here. Marvell, Meta, Amazon on this page. SPY, you might be getting, nope, SPY is still on the list. Good for SPY because I love to trade SPY. Okay, so now we go to tier 2. And my tier 2 list is AVGO is already off. Lam Research, pushing it. And it might not make it for me because I don't like the spread on Lam Research. And CoreWeave is still a 2.79. All right, so right now, ladies and gentlemen, the official 10, basically my 10 a.m. trade list, if you go by relative volume, is Marvell. What's next? After that, it's Meta. And after Meta would be CoreWeave. And after CoreWeave would be SPY. And after SPY would be Lam Research and Amazon. All right. So that's my list, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'll be trading. One of those if I take a trade. And let's go check on the VIX. Let's make sure the VIX is still where we want it to be. The VIX has gotten worse, which is even better. That's even better. So that gives me a little bit more confidence. If something is extended, I can still take a trade on it. But let's see here. AVGO is not on my list. Why is AVGO up here? AVGO, you're off the list. The list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks is on the list. And probably I'm just not going to fool around with Lamb Research. And I might even take, did I put Amazon back up here? Yeah, I'm looking at Amazon. Okay. It's a little extended, man. The 9 EMA is $2 past. I think that this Marvell is going to be my stop. Because look, positive CVD, it's got $1 to run. Let's see what this candle can give us. And if this candle works for, I'm looking for my volume return to get into a stock. If it can give me 30% volume return to the previous candle within 2 minutes, I'll take the trade. And it looks like the resistance, the support area is 93 bucks. That would be very safe for me to take a trade on Marvell. And it's got news tailwind with it. And it's still got the relative volume I want. The spread is like 5 cents, and I can max share it to 1,000 if I want to, 2,000 if I want to, but I'm not going to do that. But the problem is, ladies and gentlemen, it got to VWAP, and that might be the resistance level. It hit VWAP and then it dropped. So that's why you just be patient. Be patient. Amazon is running. CoreWeave is coming back a little bit. Let's see, high of day is right here. Meta. And SPY. So, folks, a lot of these names are in extension territory, and you just got to be patient and wait for them to come back. The only thing I don't have up here from my list is Lamb Research, and just for the sake of you guys seeing it, let me put a chart up here with Lamb Research. Let's see here. LRCX. Maybe I should just put a chart up here and keep it up here. Let's not be hasty now. We don't want to. We're not in the business of giving away money if it's there. I just don't like when the 9 is so extended from VWAP. You just got to be careful about that. But on a day like today, where the VIX is just continuing to get worse, well, get worse doesn't mean that it's bad for us. When this thing, the more negative this is, the better it is for a long trader. You can take as much risk as you can possibly handle. You just got to be ready to handle it. And I like to try to get in around VWAP, because on days like today, VWAP is most likely to hold. And so this is my list, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm going to be trading if I take a trade. It's one of these names. Oh, the other thing is, I don't like taking trades where the RSI is above 70. So these are all the technicals I'm looking for too. That's why I'm doing these recordings, so that you guys can just kind of hear the process I go through of picking out which one to get into. Like I said, I like SPY, and with everything moving the way it is, and let me see, volume return here, great volume return here. I can legitimately take this candle on SPY, but I'm gonna just wait. No need to rush. Don't let FOMO take over. These things are due for a quick little breather, and if they don't breathe, then hey, I will still be ending the month of March in the green if I don't take a trade. So no sweat. And you got a few that are starting to come back down to earth a little bit. Amazon is not. And CoreWeave had a good relative volume. Doesn't have that much room to grow in terms of the true range. The ATR is like basically 68 cents. But support looks to be around this area above VWAP. And if the next candle can take the 9 EMA back up, I only trade when the 9 EMA is going up. It could be a good trade, because I can trade this with 2,000 shares if I want to. All right, now let's just see what this candle gives us. Let's see if this candle can pull the 9 EMA back up. And let me see, while we're waiting, Let me see what core weave spread is. 10-cent spread. Perfect. Perfect. Love it. I can deal with it. I can deal with it. And let's see, what is the volume return so far? So far, volume return, we're hitting not quite where I want to see it, but I mean, it's moving and it's still got room to go back to high of day. If I get in this trade, folks, high of day is where I would take my first profit. Let's see here. We still got time. Like I said, I'm not getting in. I like to see volume return within 2 minutes of about 30%. All right, I'm calling it. I'm getting in. I'm in core weave, 74.66 with 1,000 shares. Let me go ahead and mark it up. 74.66. It met my volume return. I got in on a green CVD candle. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Now I'm going to put my stop right about there at 73.25. So let me go ahead and put that stop in place. Stop of 73. I'll just do $73 to be even. And I've got that. And so now I've got to learn how to let my runners run. I'm already up $300, so I'm getting ready to go ahead and take half. I told you guys if it got to that high of day, the ORB high, I'm taking half. So I'm gonna hit my button. It's still building momentum, so no need to take it just yet. Just let it keep building momentum. As long as my CBD candle stays green, not gonna take it. Not gonna take it. Not gonna take it just yet. Just keep letting it breathe. Nothing's changed just yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Keep going. Keep going. Get on up there for me. Get on up there for me. Haven't done nothing yet, ladies and gentlemen. Just waiting for it to keep breathing. All right. Now you got to take some profit. I've crossed that point. Oh, man. Still going. Still going. All right. And I'm about to take some profit right now, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to take 700 shares off the 1,000. All right, I'm out. Got my 700 shares. So now I've got 300 that's still rolling. And now I've got to somehow learn to trust this 300. So kill the last stop. And where would I put my stop this time? This is where I struggle, ladies and gentlemen. The second stop is where I struggle. Now, some people say just put it to break even, and you're good to go. And I could do that. And so what I'll do yesterday, I done that and my feelings got hurt. My feelings got hurt. And so I'll do 74.50. That's just below my entry. And matter of fact, I'll do 74.45 because sometimes the markets will screw you over. All right. New stop is at 74.45. All right. So boom. And now I just got to be patient and trust it. And this is what I got to do. And I still got 300 shares left, so I could legitimately, sell like 200, leave, another 100 running. I've already got my 200 pulled up. And if this thing starts to break structure, I'll hurry up and hit the sell button. But right now, we're not breaking structure. My stop is already set. But like I said, I still don't like to see you losing money. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like to see the thing going backwards. Looking at the P&L. But hey, here we go. Here we go. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm gonna take another Hold on. Let's let that structure keep going before I take another. All right, pulling some profit right now. All right, I took out 200. So now I'm down to 100. I done pulled good profit, and I'm just still holding on. My stop is still in place at where did I put that stop? 74.50. Let me put a line there so that I remember my final one. 74. No, I did 74.45 is what I did. Because sometimes that whole dollar mark and half dollar mark be gotchas. And so there's my stop. If it breaks that structure, I'm good. Doesn't matter. I've already pulled enough profit where it's going to be a green day regardless. And all I've got left in the market right now, ladies and gentlemen, is, hold up, I forgot about that. When you do these stops on Trade the Pool, if you don't go back and kill each one of them, whatever the number was that you had, it'll remain. And so let me go back and put my stop at, I'm going to do 70. I'm going to leave it at 74.45 for 100 shares. All right, I've got my stop for 74.45, 100 shares, and now just let it do what it do. If it break the structure, then you know what? I'm already profitable. It's all good. But if not, just let it ride and then possibly set a trail. And I'll show you guys my P&L once I get out of this thing, because like I said, I'm trying to use my system to maybe get on with a prop firm. And here's the mistake I did today. I know my system for finding the stops works. I know it does. And with this stock, folks, I could have taken 2,000 shares. I only took 1,000. I could have took like 2,000 and I think like maybe 500, but I only took 1,000. And for me, that's fine. I'm not rushing anything. I'm good, folks. I'm good. Like I trust my system. Like I got it now. My system works. It's just a matter of working the system and continuing to try to grow where I know I'm weak. And so where I know I'm weak is letting my runners run and setting my stop sometimes too low. Like I'm about to get stomped out right now. I think I set it below 74.50 because sometimes they will reverse at that number. At 74.50, sometimes that's when the markets will turn around. But if not, I'm good. Are you going to stop me out? No, it still hasn't stopped me out yet. So maybe this is the area where it's just going to take a quick breather. All right, it took me out. So boom. So let's look at the structure. The 9 EMA was curling back down. The candle is red, and the CBD candle is red. And I wasn't willing to risk more than what I had set. So let's look at how this trade wound up going for me. Let me put my thing over here. All right. So that's my win. Basically $400 off 1,000 shares. I got in with 1,000. Immediately when I got to the high of the ORB, I took out 700. I left 300. I let another 200 ride, and then I set a hard stop. So I lost 25 on that stop. But look, overall, I'm still up $380. And if you can pull that off every day, ladies and gentlemen, you can live. And again, each and every day for me, what this is doing is showing me that my system that I've come up with is a good system and it works. And that system, ladies and gentlemen, is what I can have faith in. And now, to be honest with you, I could still take another trade. I absolutely can take another trade today because this could just be a breather really, really quick for stocks to just gain some steam. And so maybe I should have put my stop a little further down. Maybe I should have, but it's all good. I'm walking away green. I'm walking away green. I erased what I lost yesterday because I keep my stops tight, and my selection of stocks to get into is still doing very, very well. That's all you can ask for. And I'm still living to actually take another trade as these things start to curl down. And at this point, let me go ahead and check the VIX to make sure we're still in the right risk. Yep, we're still in the right risk area. Everything looks good. You know what? On days like today, my fallback trade is always a SPY trade for 100 shares. Always a SPY trade. And let me see, what's the new high of day for SPY? Let me see how much room it's got to go. Boom, it can go up to, that's not a lot of room. It's all good. Meta's got a $2 ATR, but it's just hit high of day. CoreWeave, you see, folks, see what happened? See how I had my stop? And CoreWeave is the structure is breaking down. Now, you know, a lot of people like to put their stops down underneath VWAP. And on a day like today, you absolutely could do that, but not me. Like, I haven't made enough money where I'm comfortable just putting it below VWAP. So I'm good. I'm good. You know, I'm very, very good. And I still, like I said, I still can take another trade because now it looks like things are cooling off for a quick minute. Marvell is getting short like hell. I mean, they are shorting the hell out of Marvell. Then CoreWeave. CoreWeave looks like it's going to be the one of the day because while everything else is coming down, CoreWeave is still going up. Now my issue with CoreWeave is it's a little extended now for me. A little extended. Even though this is a stock where I can take a whole lot of shares on, you still trade smart. And then once you accumulated the wealth, that's when you can start, heavy hitting a little more if you want to, but not yet. I'm not at that place. And folks, this is me saying this where there is a lot of things on my plate. A lot of heavy financial things on my plate. So you've got to find a way to compartmentalize the stress so that it doesn't affect the way you trade. Now let me go see what's got let me see what the relative volumes are. All right, CoreWeave still has one of the best relative volumes. Lam Research, goodbye. All right, so goodbye Lam Research. CoreWeave is still on the list. And let's come over here. Marvell is still on the list, but it's on the list because people right now are probably shorting it. It might come back, but if it doesn't, I'm good. Meta is definitely still on the list. They're still loving Meta. Nvidia been off the list. CoreWeave, Amazon. Let's see what Amazon is doing. Amazon, goodbye. All right. Let's see here. SPY is still on the list. So SPY is probably going to be my trade. We've got CoreWeave, we've got Meta, we've got SPY, and Marvell is being short. So buy Marvell. So as of right now, the best things for me to trade, and I don't even have to look at my relative volume anymore. The best things for me to trade where the institutes are moving, but let me check the VIX. That's my barometer. VIX is still good. I still got room to grow. CoreWeave, Meta, and SPY. Those are my trades. And let's see here. Meta is positive CBD, good. SPY is positive CBD, good. CoreWeave is positive CBD, good. Now, which one of these has the most room to make money for the markets? Meta could get back up to Meta has a $4 room to grow, $2 ATR. That's decent. SPY has a $1 ATR and not a lot of room to grow. So most likely the institutes are looking at or probably leaning toward Meta. And they're already in CoreWeave. So you see CoreWeave is still trying to make a comeback right where I set my stop, just below it. And that purple line was the pre-market high. So the mistake I made here was maybe I should have put my stop just below the pre-market high. I would have only lost another 20 cents, or I should have put it at the whole dollar of 74 bucks, and I still wouldn't have lost that much money compared to what I won. And so, folks, I'm learning day to day, how to manage my winners. Like, I think that's a good problem to have, that you can pick out the stock to get into, and you can pick out when to get in, but then you just got to figure out how to manage your runners. And because I do not like the spread on Meta, I'm gonna try SPY, and I'll try SPY with 150 shares. That's close to the max shares I can get on SPY, somewhere around that area. And we're just gonna give this, see what it does on this second push. Take that off the screen. I don't like that messing up my clock. Hey man, all right, there you go. Let's see what we can get here. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. CoreWeave. I'm taking CoreWeave off, folks. I'm not going to trade that. Like it's kind of stuck. So CoreWeave's going. It's either Meta or SPY if I take another trade today. If I take another. And I might get ready to go. I'm green on the month. I'm green on the day. I erased that stupid loss I had on Meta yesterday. That was very silly, very, very stupid. I think I let FOMO get me back into it because I should have made more money because I didn't have my stop wide enough. And then on top of that, folks, it helps not to have to go anywhere prior to noon. If you're gonna go, make it like past noon, and I've got to go about 11:30 because you can get that second win. And so if you're following what I'm trading, my system, the way I like to trade, the only two stocks left, the best two stocks left with CoreWeave, and I'm not trading CoreWeave again because it ain't got that much room to go anywhere, is Meta, $2 ATR, and SPY that has $1 ATR. So you've got a range. And I'm not quite ready to jump into either one of them just yet. Just see what happens. No rushing. We're already up. No need to give back money. So just be patient. And I'll sit here and be patient and keep talking to you guys. Please subscribe to this channel. Please be sure to follow me everywhere that you can so that you guys can help grow this mission. Please be sure to, if you want to get a one-on-one with me, hey, the link is in the video descriptions. You can learn my full system, how I'm finding this stuff, what I'm looking for, everything I'm doing. And yeah, spread my word, man. Let people know that you got a guy who's about to be a multi-millionaire who is on the rise. Yeah. So I could definitely take SPY right now, but I'm not. I'm gonna wait for another candle to give me confirmation. I only got 2 minutes left, and this next candle coming up, I want to see either. And look at what the support is. The support looks to be probably about 640, 641 is the support. That's the support for this stock. But the thing that scares me is how is it going to behave once it gets to 642? How do we behave? Because the ORB high is that first white line, the 640, 641 basically. And do I feel like holding through the stress, the mental stress of holding this stock that long? The thing is, if I want to hold it that long, I need to pare down my share size from 150 to 100. And you have to kind of do that math yourself when, you know, the VIX is telling you, push it to the limit. That's what the VIX is saying. But at the same time, you also got to respect the chart and price action. You got to respect those things. And as of right now, high of day for Meta is about 558. It's sitting at 557. SPY has a little bit more room to grow. And the range is stuck at is the ORB high and high of day. That's the range it's stuck at. And as a matter of fact, because I might want to hold for that range, I'm going to pare down to 100 shares. I'm going to pare it down. And if I can catch, see, ladies and gentlemen, you see why I didn't just jump in summarily? You're trying to wait for confirmation. And I'm using a 5-minute chart if you didn't notice. Now, what I might be about to do is shut it down for the day. That's what I might be about to do. But, and then just kind of go through and let you guys see and understand, what I've done through the month, and, make a recap video of how the trade went down today. But I might be about to just say goodbye, take my $400 and call it a day. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, this whole thing of letting stuff run, man, I'm starting to get to the point where I don't want to call myself a scalper, because I don't see that, but I'm starting to get to the point where if let's just say I'm in something for, I don't know, let's say 500 shares, and it takes a good run. I'm starting to get to the point where I might want to take like 400 to 450 and then just leave 50 or something to run. I'm trying to do this thing the right way, because I don't like being in and out of stocks. Like, I like to get in one time and call it a day and make a decision. I don't like jumping in and out the way scalpers do. I don't feel that same thing they feel. But at the same time, by trying to do this half share, by trying to like scale out, I'm leaving money on the table. So that's why you guys oftentimes see me the last 2 days, I take a majority of my money out, because I don't want to have a lot left on risk. And anytime you're in the market, folks, it's a risk. Anytime, there's no way around it. Anytime you're in the market, there's risk. And let me go see what is going on. This could just be that breather. Take a moment to rest. VIX is still good. Numbers are still holding up. Then you can come over here and look at the NQs. They are just taking a minute. And look, you see the support. The support is the ORB. The support for spiders is the opening range 15-minute line. And that's why, folks, a lot of people use that, but you still got to be able to be smart enough to use the charts with it. And right now, the trend is not your friend. The 9 EMA is what I use to determine trend, and it's trending down. And it's probably just a breather. And if, like I said, if I had all day to sit here, I probably would take another trade. And so I'm probably not going to take another trade, because I don't have all day to sit here. And I don't want my mind to be thinking, okay, you got to go. Do you let this run? If it goes backwards, I don't want to be sitting here thinking any of that. And so as I'm looking at this stock, the volume is not where I want to see it just yet in Meta. It's getting there, but it's not quite there yet. Usually by the third minute, I want to see 50% volume. So volume could be building. You can come back and check it out in a second. And let's see here. This one, the same thing. It looks like volume might be building. And if I want to take a trade, you could. And so let's just say I want to take a trade and I want to be safe. Instead of taking 100 shares, take 50 shares. So it's not going to hurt me if I lose 20 more bucks or 30 more bucks. And I guess you could say the same thing technically with 100 shares. But let's just see what happens. You want to wait for the Titanic to show you which way it's going before you jump behind it or jump in front of it. You don't want to ever jump in front of the Titanic. You're in a sailboat as a retailer. The retailer is the sailboat. The market makers are the Titanic. And you don't want to be in front of it. You want to be behind it and with it, or at least beside it. And to do that, you got to wait for confirmation. Both of these are signaling confirmation, but the way I trade, they haven't given full confirmation yet. Now, Meta is giving about to be extended because the RSI is a little high. So, I think that what's about to happen, both of these have taken their breather. They're about to make it back up to high of day and possibly break it. The support clearly is that the ORB 15 minutes. So if you was trading and you wanted to sit around, you put your stop probably at 640, probably 90, and just be patient. Let it go back up. And so some people, when they see these two bottom tails, if they see the stock come back down here, since you've gotten 3, and it's shown clearly that it's trying to make it back up to the 9, some people would take that as a scalp. Do I take it as a scalp? Nope, sure don't. And I'm not even going to look at Meta anymore because I ain't got time to sit around and do that. So last thing I might trade today that y'all might see me trade is going to be SPY. And let's just see how the volume return comes back. So right now, volume return is a little too slow for my blood. It's not moving. Like, I like to see on anytime it's a third green candle or anything beyond that, by the time you're in the third minute of a 5-minute cycle, I like to see volume return to the previous candle at least 50, 55 better, but at least 50. And right now, this thing is moving slow, slow, slow. Too slow. Excuse me while I'm watching my phone. I'll be right back. Let me just block this, spam it, gone. Okay. And let's see here. What are we doing, SPY? What are we doing? We're positive CVD. Good. That checks out. We see clearly where the support is. That checks out. But the problem is we are stuck in the resistance of the high of day. And so then you have to calculate once you get into this thing, do you have enough money? I mean, do you have enough room to make some money back up to higher day, because higher day is a resistance level. So that's why I said you'll get some guys that take the trade once this thing scales back down around to the ORB, which is used to be resistance, is now support. And that happens a lot with stocks. So if you really want to learn the behavior of institutes, trade SPY. This is probably the best thing to learn on. You can't take a lot of shares, but you can at the very least take 1 or 2 shares, maybe 3. And if you go to trade the pool, and let me pull that up and show you the free trial you can get. If you just simply go to trade the pool, use that link, that's my link, you can get 10 days free to just trade. And I would say if you like to trade the institutional things and the mega caps, trade the 200K account and trade the pool. And then again, of course, if you want to get a one-on-one with me, that's there as well. This is the page you'll come to. Just schedule them up with a brother. And folks, I think I am about to call it a day. It's been a green day. SPY is trying to tempt me. SPY is a temptress. It's trying to say, get on back in here. But no, even though it just did that little pop, the CVD is red right now. Well, now it's green, so boom, I could have got it. But at that close to high of day, you want to see if it can break high of day. And if it breaks high of day, you can take a trade for it to go beyond high of day. And it seems like it's stalling out a little bit right now. It could break it, but it seems like it's stalling out. Stall, stall, better call Saul. Stall, 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 better call Saul. Well, folks, I do think it's probably going to get to high of day. CVD is green. Volume profile is okay. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad either. So it's pushing the volume you want. So it's going to get to high of day. And that would have been where I wanted to take my profit, but I don't feel like going through the emotional anxiety of getting in just to get to high of day, and it might not break it. But the trend is your friend right now. It's trending up. It's definitely trending up. So for sure, it's going to get back to the high day. It's just a matter of when. And like I said, I don't have all day to sit around right now, so I'm short on time. But I'll come back and check this stock out later. Let me go ahead and give y'all what has happened with my trades today. So I've already showed you what I've done. I'm gonna pull it back up and let you see it again. These are my trades on the day. And again, I'm using Trade the Pool. If you want to get the free trial and they give you 10 days to use their software, there's the link right there. You're looking at it. And you can trade the way I'm doing. You can become a member of my squad and we can wrap up. And so I made 350 today, basically. What I did was I got in for 1,000 because today was a max trade day. I could have taken 2,000, which I should have done because you don't get a whole lot of days where it's your max trade day. My max trade is based on the VIX. And what I do know is had I taken 2,000 shares, I know in my heart this would have been double. So instead of it being 350, it'd be like, 350, it'd be $700, which is cool. And I'm good with that. I just want to know that my system works. And over time, I keep chipping away at this thing, folks. I'll be making, 3,000-4,000 a day, just over time, just keep building. And hopefully one of these hedge funds or prop firms will see me and my system and take some pity on my soul and be like, brother, come learn with us. And then we'll give you more money. And then boom, really be doing something. But for now, you see my entries, you see how much it costs me per trade. And if you're going to do Trade the Pool, this is exactly what you'll be seeing. Do I use their charts? Nope. I'm using TradingView for the charts because I hate their charts. Their charts, it's not for me. And this is what I did. I'm still trying to learn how to trust the runner, but at the same time, I'm comfortable with grabbing profit. And if that runner doesn't do anything, the very least I can say, I got paid. And so, folks, that is going to do it for today. Hope you guys learned something. I hope that my trading is really, really giving you guys something to consider. Like stock trading it's hard, but once you get your system in place and you go through getting burned, the reason why I named this channel is Win Through Losing is because every time I lost, rather than crying and quitting, and don't get me wrong, I did cry sometime, I would just go talk to Chat GPT and Claude. How could I have done this better? What am I doing wrong? And over time, you keep learning these different confluences that you can add to your trading. And as you've gotten certain things memorized, like rote memory, you start adapting some of these other things. And so I did not just get to where I can read the chart with a 9, a VWAP, CVD, RSI, volume percentage, and ATR overnight. I came from doing options trading. And I had a little knowledge of the mega caps, but that still is not quite the same as understanding what they're doing day to day for day trading, intraday trading. So don't give up, people. Take your time. Please join my squad. Get down with me. I'm trying to build a group. And folks, believe it or not, SPY is creeping right on up the higher day, just like I told you. Probably will break it, but I don't have time to sit here and babysit it. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Please follow me if you're into progressive politics. There's the link right there in the video description. That's the channel. If you're into movie and TV show breakdowns, that's me and my brother, Brandon Avery, of Just My Opinion Reviews. Come check us out there. You want to meet me for a one-on-one to understand my system fully and how I'm able to pretty much pinpoint where the markets and institutes are trading day to day, I can help you. The link is right there. And until the next Sex is Hell Stop Trading video, which will be tomorrow, live stream, I'll see you.